The quick fix is a medigun for the medic and is one of the best choices to use when your team already has a medic using stock or the crit screeg. The quick fix has gone from more or less being a straight upgrade to stock because it constantly built at the maximum uber rate and had a higher heal rate, but only ubered one person instead of both the medic and the target and couldn't overheal, to an actually fairly balanced medigun that is legitimately viable if you already have one medic using stock on your team. I'm going to go over what the stats of this liquid band-aid gun are and how you should use it to make your friendly medic's life significantly easier. If you have the concentration of a free-to-play battle medic, you should be able to see that the uber charge of the quick fix grants a 200% increase to the 100% normal healing rate, instead of a 300% increase like the stat suggests, and an immunity to movement impairing effects like knockback, like from sentries and pyros, and slowdown, such as from the Natasha and the new Sandman. The next stat is that the quick fix has a plus 40% healing rate, which is the highest natural healing rate out of the 4 mediguns. This means that the quick fix has an in-combat healing rate of 33.6 health per second, or 100.8 seconds in combat with the uber charge activated, and a 100.8 health per second heal rate out of combat, with a 302.4 health per second rate out of combat with the uber charge activated. The next stat is that the quick fix has a plus 10% uber charge rate, meaning that healing targets who are below 142.5% of their maximum health builds uber about 3.6 seconds faster than it would with a stock medigun. The next stat is that the quick fix gives only 50% of the normal overheal, and while this may seem like a downside, and it is, this also means that you will constantly be building at your maximum uber rate as long as you don't heal a target who has already been buffed by a medic using the other mediguns. The final stat is that the quick fix mirrors blast jumps and shield charges from your healing target, and while this seems simple enough, the blast jump mirroring actually has a ruler set of its own. And Array7 made a video that explains how this stat functions far better than I can explain on my own, so a link will be in the description to that. Now that you know the stats of this Obamacare gun that functions better than the entire American healthcare system, how do you actually use it? The primary use of the quick fix is purely healing, unlike the stock medigun, which is for fucking up Duggan enemy teams, the crit screeg, which you can shove up almost any weapon on any class and it will become good, or the vaccinator, which is used to counter significant class stacks or a soldier main with a medic girlfriend up his ass. The quick fix is not a weapon you will want to use if you are the only medic on your team, as the lack of any real uber charge will be a detriment to your team's overall success assuming the enemy team has a medic using stock or the crit screeg. The perfect time to use the quick fix is when your team has only one medic who is using stock or the crit screeg, as without a second medic to back them up their job becomes significantly harder to do because they can't heal all of their teammates by themselves. So a friendly quick fix medic can alleviate a lot of the pressure from the one using the crit screeg or stock medigun due to the increased healing rate. This also applies vice versa, because if your team's only medic is a quick fix medic, you should go stock medigun or crit screeg, so your team isn't at a disadvantage. The quick fix's uber charge is also not something you will use to push into defended areas with, because your teammates can still die with the uber charge popped. Use the quick fix uber to heal large groups of wounded teammates very quickly and keep them alive, so that a friendly medic still has potential uber charge candidates. Another way you can use the uber charge of the quick fix is by applying it to a friendly medic's uber target who is trying to get into an area but is being air blasted away by Pixie the Pyro Dragon. The quick fix will be able to cause Pixie's air blast spam to have no effect on the friendly uber, and the combo can push into the defended area with minimal trouble. Examples of where this can happen are the last point of Mercenary Park, the cubby on the first point of Upward, the sentry spot on the first point of Frontier, that is right next to the health and ammo packs that are glitched into the ground, and most of the points on Badwater last. Another way you can use the quick fix is to help the bad team, meaning a team of new players, not suck as much, as the increased healing keeps them from dying immediately when they walk into a sentry nest blindly. There are also weapons you should be using with a quick fix. However, your options are extremely limited, and you have only 2 options for your primary slot and your melee slot. Your primary weapon should be either the Crusader's crossbow, for that increased turbocharge build rate and the long range healing, or the Blutsauger, if your team can't protect you to save your life. Both of these are the only two good medic syringe gun replacements, as the other two primaries either A aren't the crossbow, B aren't the Blutsauger, or C their primary upside isn't a passive effect like it should be. The same applies to the medic's melee weapons unfortunately, as there are only two viable melee weapons for medic. The Ubersaw for the 25% Uber on hit effect, if your team can protect you, or the Vitasaw for the new organ collecting mechanic, which you use as a last ditch effort to save your Uber, if your team can't protect you. The other options also pale in comparison to these two, as the Solemn Vows effect is already a passive for spies, the Amputator is a complete joke, and nobody uses the Bone Saw, unless you're a Ray 7. This is the correct way to use the quick fix. Now go out there and make every friendly medic in a pub not want to commit suicide.